This video is brought to you by...
Man, we ain't hard to find, man. We downtown Baltimore, man. The heart of downtown, man. 215 West Saratoga Street, man. Come on through, man. Show some love, man. Yeah, you can't miss us. We out on the block with it. We right between Park Avenue and Howard Street, man. Come on through. Until you out of towners, man, you want to get with us, man. Come on through. Put this cool green on. Let everybody know, man, y'all with the city, man, that y'all riding with us, man, that y'all for us, man. Y'all support what we got going on down here, man. Because this right here, man, it's going worldwide, and it's coming straight out of Baltimore, and it's going to be bigger than Ralph Lauren real soon, man. It's coming straight out the city, man, and it's this what it is. And once you put it on, you're going to see what I'm talking about, man. This the real deal. Come on down, man. If you can't come through and shop with us online. Go online right now, man. CoolGreenClothing.com and shop with us, man.
What's up, YouTube fam? It's your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and I'm back with another video. In this episode of the Baltimore Way, I'll be telling the story of Melinda Maltese Schaefer, a 29-year-old property manager who was found tragically gone in her office one day in June 2013. But before we get into this video, please don't forget to subscribe if you're new to our channel. Go ahead and click that notification bell to get notified every time we upload. If you're rocking with the content, smash that like button. Feel free to share this video with everyone you know. Make sure you watch until the end to hear the full story. Okay, let's jump right into it. Melinda was a rising star at her job as an assistant property manager at the Towns at Harvest View Complex in Reisterstown. During this time, she met and married her husband, and the couple settled in to a beautiful home in Dundalk. Melinda also had a very close relationship with her dad, and they would talk often. Melinda was beautiful, kind, bright, and hardworking. Soon enough, Melinda was promoted to the property manager of the complex by the spring of 2013. Melinda essentially oversaw everything that had to do with the property, whether it was tenant issues, maintenance problems, or marketing. She did it all. Melinda also had a few subordinates like custodians and maintenance workers. There was also a weekend property manager who obviously only worked on the weekends. She would also fill in for Melinda if she needed time off. Melinda was very good at her job and took it very seriously. Unfortunately, Melinda had to deal with employees who had attendance issues and didn't perform their assigned duties. Her main problems were with the weekend manager and a maintenance worker, 27-year-old Rashaan Williams. Melinda began to get complaints from tenants about the weekend manager being unavailable. When the weekend manager was scheduled to work, phone calls were going unanswered, no one would be in the office, and tenants' issues weren't tended to until Melinda returned. The maintenance worker, Rashaan, also had attendance issues and didn't always complete tasks in a timely manner. Melinda vented to her husband and father about her problems with her employees. She shared that there were times she felt her grievances weren't heard. Both her father and husband told her to document everything and send it up the chain of command. So she began to do so. Melinda also told her dad and husband she felt unsafe at her office. She told them she had encounters with some intimidating people over disputes about their past due balances. There was something that may have made Melinda feel even more uneasy because one day she asked her father to come all the way from California and install security cameras in her office. Her father advised his beloved daughter to ask her district manager to install the cameras, as it's their responsibility. But it was never documented that Melinda ever made the request. On June 12, 2013, the weekend manager at the property was fired due to the ongoing insubordinations. Melinda didn't feel good about having to let her go. She felt bad about it, but understood that it was a part of her job. Melinda was also keeping record of Rashaan's performance, but nothing had improved. In fact, just about a month prior, he had been put on probation by the district manager. The district manager told Rashaan that if he had another infraction, big or small, he was going to be fired. Rashaan was pretty upset about it and didn't like the fact that Melinda had reported his discrepancies to the DM. Rashaan lived in the complex with his wife and 2 children, and because he was an employee, he received a 20% discount. So if he got fired, he would have had a lot to lose. Despite the final warning, Rashaan's performance continued to lack. On June 14, 2013, Melinda and her husband said goodbye to each other before he left for work. As Melinda's day got started at work, the custodian came into her office to get cleaning supplies to begin cleaning a vacant unit. Rashaan had also come into the office. Melinda told him that she needed to have a meeting, but first asked him to go purchase batteries, and he left to go to the store. Melinda and her husband sent playful text messages back and forth, telling each other to have a good day. Melinda's last text was sent at 9:24 a.m. At around 11 a.m. that day, a 911 call was placed. The man on the line told the 911 dispatcher a cleaning lady had found Melinda badly hurt in her office. Melinda was no longer alive. The 911 caller said there was blood everywhere and that he was not going inside the office. Baltimore County Police arrived in minutes. Law enforcement described the scene as like a slasher scene in a horror movie. It was all over the blinds, windowsill, and floors. The office was in disarray. The trash can and Melinda's office chair was knocked over. It also appeared someone was trying to clean up the horrifying scene. Melinda's husband received a call from a friend at work about something happening at Melinda's job. He then tried calling his wife several times, but she didn't answer. He arrived at her office around 1:30 p.m. to find it blocked off and a heavy police presence. The police notified him that Melinda was gone. Melinda's husband was devastated. He was questioned by police on the scene and was quickly ruled out. The evidence showed that Melinda had been brutally slashed. Her autopsy later revealed that she was slashed over 69 times. She sustained wounds to her upper chest and head. The attack was very personal, so it's believed that Melinda knew her assailant. The police were able to determine that Melinda was slain in a half-an-hour window between 9:24 a.m. when her last text was sent and 9:51 before her first missed call. Police had tried to collect DNA from the scene, but it came back inconclusive. There were no cameras in the office or eyewitnesses. Nothing had been taken, so a robbery was ruled out. With little to go on, detectives interviewed everyone who would have came in contact with Melinda, including tenants and employees. 2 employees that police spoke to were the ones who actually saw Melinda that morning: the cleaning lady and the maintenance worker, Rashaan Williams. The cleaning lady was ruled out after she was seen on surveillance at a coffee shop around the time of the slaying. Rashaan told police that he was buying batteries at a dollar store around 9:20 a.m. before meeting with Melinda between 9:30 and 9:45 a.m. He was seen on surveillance footage at the store buying the batteries. He also told detectives he went to a hardware store. He appeared calm and collected in his interviews with police. The police also spoke with the weekend manager who was fired 2 days prior to Melinda's slaying. When police spoke with her and asked where she was during the time of the slaying, she told them that she had been at her boyfriend's house outside of Baltimore County. Her phone records proved this, and she was subsequently ruled out. On June 15th, the police obtained Melinda's records from her personal computer. They learned she had accessed some documents and emails on Rashaan Williams. Melinda had been deciding whether or not to fire him. Melinda knew his home life would be in jeopardy if he lost his job and felt bad for having to let him go. Rashaan had also caught on and texted Melinda asking if she was going to fire him. The police also looked more into the surveillance footage from the stores that Rashaan had visited on the day of Melinda's slaying and observed inconsistencies in Rashaan's timeline. He was seen at the first store purchasing batteries around 9:20 a.m., just like he said he did. However, he arrives at the hardware store at 10:39 a.m., an hour later than he originally told the police. Detectives discovered that Rashaan was wearing 2 different outfits in their surveillance footage. At the dollar store, he was wearing a dark zip-up jacket and cargo pants. In the hardware store, he walked in wearing a short-sleeve polo and straight-legged khaki pants. The police questioned Rashaan about his clothing and asked him where the jacket was. Rashaan said it was probably in his truck and that he changed because it was hot outside, but he never turned over his jacket or other clothing to detectives. Detectives also asked Rashaan if he could turn over his work phone, but Rashaan said he lost his phone around 9:20 a.m. the day of the heinous crime. He told detectives it must have fallen out of his pocket. Investigators later obtained Rashaan's phone records. The records showed that Rashaan's work phone was active while he was out near the hardware store. At 10:28 a.m., he missed a call, and at 10:31 a.m., his phone was updated. Investigators believe that Rashaan had discarded items in an area near Liberty Road. The area is surrounded by several apartment complexes with access to quite a few dumpsters. With enough evidence to warrant an arrest, Baltimore County Police did just that. On August 20th, 2013, police charged Rashaan Williams with the first-degree slaying of Melinda Schaefer. He went to trial in April 2015. The case is very circumstantial. There was no eyewitness, no DNA, no weapon, no direct evidence linking Rashaan to the slaying. The state had 30 witnesses, while the defense had 3. The trial lasted 5 days, and the tension in the courtroom was high. The prosecution believed that Rashaan went to the store to purchase batteries and came back to see paperwork about him on Melinda's desk. They believe that Rashaan was about to be fired, and he snapped, viciously attacking Melinda. They believe he tried to clean up as much as possible and probably dispose of his stained clothing and the weapon. Then he went to the hardware store to create an alibi. The prosecution believed Rashaan had the motive and the time to commit the heinous act. On April 24th, 2015, Rashaan was found guilty of second-degree murder instead of first-degree. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison. He later appealed his conviction, but the appeal was denied in 2017. Currently, Rashaan Williams is incarcerated at the Maryland Correctional Institution in Hagerstown, Maryland. Fam, sad story. May Melinda Schaefer continue to rest peacefully. My condolences to her family and loved ones. Melinda was described as such a beautiful person inside and out. She was highly respected by her peers. Everyone who knew her had nothing but good things to say about her. It's so sad she had to lose her life in such a tragic way. Anger is such a dangerous emotion. It can manifest itself into evil and lead to terrible outcomes. She didn't deserve what happened to her. She was just doing her job at the end of the day. Thankfully, her family was able to receive some justice. Fam, tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of The Baltimore Way. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 Times, and I'm out.